Welcome to our guide on winning e-commerce disputes, especially when a merchant rejects your return and ships the item back to you. Today, we'll walk through a practical, step-by-step blueprint to maximize your chances of recovering funds. We will start with the scenario, move through the chargeback steps, and finish with a checklist and key takeaways. Let's get started. Here's our agenda. First, we'll clarify the scenario and why unsolicited reshipment matters. Next, we'll cover the 4-step chargeback blueprint. After that, we'll share an evidence checklist and ready-to-use scripts. Then, we will compare best practices with common mistakes. We'll include a quick quiz to reinforce learning, followed by visual diagrams to make the process clear. Finally, we'll end with a disclaimer and actionable next steps. In this scenario, you as the buyer returned an item as required. The merchant refuses the refund, often citing reasons like missing tags or signs of wear. Without your consent, they ship the item back to you. This puts you in a position where you appear to have both the product and a charge on your card. However, as we'll explain next, this unsolicited reshipment can actually strengthen your case if you act quickly. Unsolicited reshipment demonstrates that you completed the return process, but the merchant tried to circumvent their refund obligation by sending the item back. This provides evidence to your card issuer that you acted in good faith. It also indicates merchant non-compliance and shifts responsibility for the item's retrieval back to the seller. This helps justify filing a chargeback under a category such as merchandise not received or defective, because you fulfilled your end by returning the item. This is the 4-step blueprint. First, document the return by saving tracking data, delivery confirmations, and any return authorizations. Second, collect proof of merchant non-compliance, including communications where you dispute their refusal and proof they reship the item without consent. Third, file the chargeback immediately, explaining that you returned the product and the merchant attempted to evade a refund by forcing it back onto you. Fourth, follow the item holder strategy. Do not pay to send it again. Instead, notify both the issuer and the seller that the item is available for pickup, provided they supply a prepaid label or arrange collection. For step 1, gather and preserve every piece of return evidence. This includes the tracking number, the carrier used, and the delivery confirmation. Keep return authorization emails, or RMAs. Photograph the item and package before you drop it off, especially showing tags and condition. Take screenshots of the carrier's delivery scan with timestamp. Organize all items into a single folder labeled clearly for easy submission to your card issuer. For step 2, reply to the merchant's denial in a calm, factual manner. Reference your evidence and explicitly state that the seller sent the item back without your consent. Request that they comply by issuing a refund. Or, if they want the item retrieved, provide a prepaid shipping label. Preserve timestamps, message IDs, and export the conversation to PDF for your issuer. File the chargeback as soon as you have confirmation of merchant non-compliance. Use an appropriate category such as merchandise not received or defective goods, depending on your issuer's terminology. In your explanation, state that you fulfilled your obligation by returning the product, but the merchant refused the refund and reshipped the item without consent. Attach your complete evidence bundle, including tracking records, delivery confirmations, communications, photos, and any reshipment documentation. Under the item holder strategy, do not pay to return the item again. Inform both your issuer and the merchant that the item is available for collection if they provide a prepaid shipping label or arrange pickup. Keep the item safe and unused. Document all additional communications and note any deadlines. This protects your position and reinforces that the merchant kept your money while refusing the goods. On the left are best practices. Preserve all evidence, communicate calmly and keep records, file promptly with a clear explanation, and offer the seller the option to collect the item with a prepaid label. On the right are common mistakes: paying to ship the item again, using or damaging the item during the dispute, missing issuer deadlines, and relying solely on phone calls rather than written documentation. This table is your evidence checklist. Make sure you have tracking and delivery data, including timestamps. Include photos showing the item condition and tags. Keep your return authorization. Export merchant communications to PDF, including the denial and your response. Capture proof of the unsolicited reshipment. Finally, prepare a concise statement connecting your evidence to the dispute category you're filing under. Quiz time. The question is, if a merchant rejects your refund and ships the item back without consent, what is the best immediate move? Option A. Pay to resend the item at your expense. Option B. Do nothing and wait 30 days. Option C. File a chargeback immediately and inform both issuer and seller that the item is available for pickup with a prepaid label. Option D. Throw away the item to avoid liability. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is C. You should file the chargeback immediately and notify both the issuer and the seller that the item is available for pickup with a prepaid label. This preserves your rights, avoids extra costs, and signals that the seller retains responsibility for retrieving their inventory. Second quiz. The question is, which of the following strengthens your dispute the most? Option A. A phone call summary with no records. Option B. Tracking number and delivery confirmation for the original return. Option C. A social media post about the merchant. Option D. A new shipping payment receipt for a second return attempt. You may pause the video now to think about the answer. We will discuss the answer in the next section of the video. The correct answer is B. Proof of the initial return shipment, including tracking and delivery confirmation, is fundamental. It confirms you fulfilled your obligation and anchors the rest of your dispute. This sequence diagram illustrates the full life cycle. First, the customer returns the item via the courier to the merchant. Then the merchant denies the refund and reships the item back without consent. Next, the customer notifies the issuer, files a chargeback, and tells the merchant that the item is available for pickup with a prepaid label. The issuer then requests evidence, and the customer uploads tracking, delivery confirmations, and communication PDFs. The issuer reviews the case and may issue provisional credit while awaiting the merchant's response. Finally, the issuer makes a decision, with alternate paths depending on whether the merchant complies or remains non-compliant. Here are concise scripts you can adapt. For the merchant, reference the tracking number and delivery date, state that the item was reshipped without consent, and request a refund or a prepaid label for pickup. For your issuer, emphasize that you fulfilled your obligation and will not pay to ship again, while making the item available for pickup. In your filing summary, list all the evidence you are attaching. These are the core takeaways. Prioritize documentation before arguments. Prove the merchant's refusal and the unsolicited reshipment. File quickly because deadlines matter. Maintain custody of the item and require a prepaid label or pickup for any return. Finally, keep all communications in writing. Disclaimer: this content is for general educational purposes and is not legal or financial advice. Policies and procedures vary by card network, bank, and jurisdiction. Verify deadlines and dispute categories with your card issuer, and consider consulting a qualified professional for advice tailored to your situation. To wrap up, unsolicited reshipment can actually strengthen your dispute. Follow the 4-step blueprint, apply the item holder strategy, and avoid paying to ship again. Maintain a comprehensive evidence bundle and communicate clearly, always in writing. With these steps, you maximize your chance of recovering your funds. Thank you for watching. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe for more step-by-step consumer protection guides. Share your experience in the comments, including what evidence worked for you and any tips for others. Your insights can help the whole community.